The race season is over, so it's a perfect time to have a bit of fun and learn some new skills. And what better way to do that than with cyclocross? Well, now, a cyclocross race might be a little bit daunting, but there's still a lot that we can gain for our road riding skills for triathlon with a few cyclocross specific exercises. And I'm delighted to say that today I am being spoiled because Jeremy Powers from GCN is going to be joining us. He is 4 times US national cyclocross champion, and he's going to be sharing a few of his tips that will cross over to help us become better cyclists for triathlon. Well, whilst I'm waiting for Jeremy, I thought I'd better get ready. And you're probably wondering what I'm doing with a road bike. Well, this is the great thing about these skills. You can actually practice them on whatever bike you have. And I've just made a few alterations. I know Jeremy is going to hate this, the fact that I'm on a road bike and the fact that my poor Canyon Air Road has actually got flat pedals on and I'm wearing trainers. So this is just so I can practice my mounting and my dismounting. And I might even need to lower my saddle a little bit for that. But it just proves that we can learn these skills without needing any specialist equipment. It's so ridiculous. Why can I not? I don't want you filming it. I'm just trying to get a little bit of practicing because Jeremy's not here yet and I don't think he quite realises what he's dealing with. So I'm trying to remember how to get off my bike. Don't tell anyone. Ooh. Okay, I think I've got that. Maybe I can get away without showing him. Cool, I think he's on his way. Hey.
Hey.
You found us.
How's it going?
Good.
Nice to see you. Yeah, we do handshakes.
Okay,
on
very
that side
formal
of
for the
ocean.
Well, awesome. Thanks for joining us, Jeremy. And don't laugh. Yes, I am on an aero road bike and I've got trainers, but I'm glad to see you've come prepared.
Yeah, we're prepared. We're gonna get you in the zone. We're gonna get you doing some good cyclocross stuff.
Awesome. Well, I think we are going to start with mounting and dismounting because obviously in triathlon we need to get on our bikes in T1 and off our bikes in T2. It is only twice in the race, but no, you guys do it a lot more often. But if you can give us some tips on that and get me started, that would be brilliant.
It'd be my pleasure.
Right, Jeremy, we're going to practice getting on and off, and I gather getting off is easier than on. So can you start with the very basic tips of how to get off our bike smoothly?
Yeah, very simply, in cyclocross, we always think about being in the best gear for the next obstacle that we're going to come into. So that may or may not be really important for a triathlete, but as you come in, hands on the shifters, and then you want to make sure that you just take your foot around the back of the saddle, and then you've got 3 points of contact, and that is the left hand on the left shifter, the right hand about 3/4 of the way back in the top tube, and then I like to put my my hip bone right on the saddle so that I'm in a nice stable position, so that I'm in and that for cyclocross, that means that I'm able to get the bike right away from me as I get off. Okay. But I think for you, it would be really good to just have that stability and coming into something and then being able to get off and run with the bike. Perfect.
Okay,
you gonna try getting off?
I will try getting off.
Okay.
I have to excuse my slow getting on first. Okay, so hands together, leg comes over the back, and then
now
I
right
scoot
hand
from
on
there.
the top tube. Yeah.
Okay. I think we've got that one. So obviously you guys at cyclocross are getting on and off all the time. We've just got to get on the once and we're on a smooth surface so we don't have to worry about mud and things. But what can you teach us when it comes to mounting our bikes easily? Yeah, so momentum is the thing that we talk about all the time in cyclocross, and you don't want to lose it, right? You want to continue to carry it. You want to get off, get the bike away from you, run with it really fastly, put it back down, and then keep going forward with that forward momentum. So one thing that we always do before we remount is give a little count in your head. 1, 2, 3, because the last thing they want to do is run so fast and have the bike be bouncing or doing something like that. You want to make sure that when you hop on the bike that you hit the inside of your hamstring. You don't want to hit your groin. That's not fun for anyone. So I think definitely hitting that inside of your leg and then knowing kind of where your pedal is by giving just a quick glance down, but then picking your head right back up because you never want to be looking down when you're trying to remount. You make that look so easy. So let's imagine you're teaching a triathlete, such as myself, who doesn't find that quite so easy. Are there any points to break it down? How do we start to learn the actual flying mount, as we call it? Okay, so very simply, you can simply just take your hand from here, because that's where it would be, put your hand on your right shifter, and then just literally just walk your leg up.
and get comfortable hitting here. And you may have a little bit of a black and blue mark or be a little sore the next day from trying this and practicing this, but really just doing this motion of kind of opening up your hips and then being able to get on top of the saddle there and hitting that. Then you find your pedal and you kind of slide over.
Just looks so easy. Okay, I mean, I don't know how long we've got today. I'll give it a go, but if not, we'll just go with the demo from the expert.
Okay.
Right, so I'm just literally walk along and...
Yeah.
Except to put my wrong pedal down.
Yeah, that's right, though.
So if I'm a triathlete, okay, from here.
Hands in the top tube. But you remember momentum. We'll do like a little conga line here. Okay, so we're walking with the bike. We've got our hand here, hand to the hoods. Now we just simply step on and push with our left foot when we go up. Push, there you go, yep. And you're in too big of a gear, so put it up into a nice easy gear, and then it will make the transition back on a little smoother. Okay, one more time, ready? Yep, just walking and then right in the inside of the leg. Keep walking, walk more. Yep, walk, 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 walk. Now step onto with the hamstring. Push off, keep going, yes.
Woo!
Nice.
Yeah.
Momentum.
Right, one thing as triathletes we don't have in common with you guys is we like to have our space, especially in non-drafting triathlon. We're used to having our box, and if anyone comes within our 12-meter box, it can get a little bit nerve-wracking. So if you want to go out for a ride in the winter and ride with other people, you obviously need to start to get used to riding closer together. What tips, Jeremy, have you got for, obviously, a cyclocross you guys are touching all the time, for tips for us triathletes to get better at riding close together?
You just have to do it with other people. You have to get out there and do some group rides, even if they're really slow. Just get comfortable with people being around you. But we also do one drill that I think would be really helpful for you guys. And if you're willing, I'd like to show it to you. Well,
I guess I have to be willing. You've made the effort to come and join us, so I'm willing.
All right, well then let's do this. All right, so Heather, so this is what we like to do, is just kind of start to do a little circle here, and then ride close to me, and I'll ride close to you. And sometimes you just get comfortable being next to someone, and you're only going like 2 miles per hour. So lean towards me a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, you can actually, so you actually bump a little bit.
I feel like this is some kind of, like survival of the strongest.
No, it's real gentle. But the thing is if you fall over on the grass going 2 miles per hour, there's a very low level of, a very low chance of getting injured or something like that. So this is a quick little drill that you could do with a good friend or a mate, as you say here in the UK, and get some good skills down.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely getting used to this close proximity. This is unusual for triathlon, for sure. But I think this is a great tip.
Okay, well, welcome to cyclocross.
Thanks.
I think it'll be good for your video.
Push me over.
No, fall over here, right? You're just touching a little bit. So you just do this.
Well, obviously you guys have tremendous bike handling skills as cross riders, and in triathlon we don't tend to work that much on it because we're normally on smooth tarmac, but we occasionally hit patches of water or gravel, or you might even want to go do an Xterra. So what tips can you give us to improve our handling skills rather than just slamming on your brakes when you see something that's a little untoward?
Yeah, so I think in triathlon, it's very important to be compact and to be in one little spot and to be as aerodynamic as possible. But in cyclocross, that kind of throw that out the window. Although aerodynamics is probably slightly important, not at all compared to what you guys do. So the thing that we like to do is we like to try to get a low center of gravity as much as possible. Sometimes that means being in your drops, and if not, being on your hoods, but being as wide and kind of as low as possible, and being able to kind of move around on the bike. So where does that come into place? Well, the last thing that you want to be doing is being all in one place. If you think about like being on a thin piece of ice, well, that thing would go straight through. But if you're nice and wide, well, that's what they tell you to do if you're on thin ice. Get nice and wide, because that gives you more dexterity, allows you to move your body weight around and be able to kind of shift. So get your weight back. One tip. Push the bike out in front of you, and then get your arms out wide and kind of get a nice wide stance. And the other thing, use the rear brake. Using too much front brake in cyclocross sometimes means you go over the bars. So if you're coming into an obstacle like this, like a muddy section or a big puddle, the thing that you don't want to be doing is being really tight and narrow like this. You want to get your weight back. You want to push the bike out in front of you. You want to get your arms out. You want to be in a nice aggressive position with a low center of gravity. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to pick your head up and look up. You don't want to be looking right down there, because your bike will track where your eyes are, and having your head up points you in the right direction. And that's going to bring us to cornering, which is coming up next.
Well, a certain aspect of bike handling is obviously cornering, which you just alluded to at the end there, Jeremy. And obviously it's important whether you're on road or off road. What key drills and pointers have you got when it comes to being able to corner well?
Yeah, I like to make sure, again, that I've got my head up, that I'm looking through a turn. Anything that I'm going into, I don't want to be looking down the ground. I want to have my head up. I want to be looking at where I'm going to be going. The other thing is that aggressive stance position. I want to make sure that I'm low center of gravity, and then I want to use my knee, and I want to make sure that I'm leaning the bike. I never want to turn the front tire. That's how you lose that contact patch with the ground, is if you turn. You want to make sure that you learn how to lean with the bike and kind of use your body weight to I guess counter steer a little bit, like you're just kind of pushing the bike and you're like this and you're going away from you. So we also like to say that we use the entire course, meaning you start from the furthest end and then you make a long arc through. You never want to be doing a sharp turn, especially in cyclocross, because that's how you lose traction and you end up on the ground.
Great, okay, well I think you can go and show us. I mean, I've had a little go before you arrived of going around some cones, but I think you can do a better job at demoing.
Okay. So this is our turn. All the things that we talked about, making sure that you get your weight back, making sure that you get in a nice low stance, aggressive position. And then when I look at this turn, the thing that I think about is you don't want to come into a turn and then be all in the brakes right here in the center, make a big turn with your front tire, and then have to sprint out. What you really want to do is make sure that you come in as far as you can, lean that bike, and make a nice long corner. We say tape to tape in cyclocross, meaning you're on one side of the tape and then you come out on the other side of the tape, and it's the furthest 2 points that you want to use because that's going to have the freshest grass. So what you actually want to do is use the entire course. Instead of having to scrub speed on this type of turn, you're able to just lean the bike a little bit but use the entire course, versus going straight to the inside of the pin, having to scrub a ton of speed and then sprint out of it. It's a lot safer, keeps the tires on the ground, and it'll give you a much better flow and momentum to be able to keep your speed through a turn. So hopefully you guys learned some skills here, and we'll see you at the cross races coming up because, well, this is a nice time of the year for you guys.
It is, exactly. It's a great time to practice new skills, which I think I've learned a few today, and work on that fitness. So what's not to like? Well, give us a thumbs up like if you've enjoyed it and had as much fun as I have today. Hit the globe to subscribe. And if you want to get more confident on the bike, well, we've got a GTM video for you on that just down here.
And if you want to get a little bit more into cyclocross and check out some of our how-to videos from GCN, you can check those out right here.